Hi, good evening. This is Jeff 316 now welcoming you to Love DNA Season 1.0. This is the third episode, and I'm so glad to have you here. I'm so glad to have you here. Well, let's just get to business. I intend to spend just about 20 minutes in each of this episode, and we're not going to waste time. So, today I want to talk about ATM. ATM. Na ATM no be for money o, no dey shake o, no dey run around say miracle don happen, I don this guy don talk about ATM today. Pastor, this is my ATM, prophesying to you. No be that kind, no be that kind ATM. Now we're talking about love and relationship, and today I'll talk about ATM. Three things that you need, but I'm putting it as in that acronym form so that you will quickly remember. As soon as you just hold your ATM card, remember that Jeffrey 16 says something about ATM in Love DNA. The A of the okay. Before I go into that, let me just recap what we said day before yesterday. I know in the second episode we talked about your capacity to love. What is your capacity to love? What's your capacity to love? It's actually, you need to build the skill. Love, they said, come naturally. Well, it comes naturally, but to sustain it goes beyond it's coming naturally. It goes beyond it's a feeling. It goes beyond anyhow when we get to the river we'll cross. No, you need to be very intentional about love. If you are not intentional about it, your relationship will not work, and it will not be the devil to just because you are not doing what you need to do. You understand? If you keep having serial heartbreaks, serial breakups every now and then, instead of you calling those people devil, look back and ask yourself, do I even have the capacity to love or even be loved? Just let's be honest with each other. Sometimes there are some things that you do that if it's the other way around, if you are the receiving end of it, you are not gonna take it. So stop telling people and take me the way I am. How are you? I mean, what is the situation of your life? Okay, that's by the way. So today I'd like to talk about ATM. The A there is a common word that we already know. It stands for appreciation. Appreciation. What you don't appreciate, they said it will definitely depreciate. You understand? What you don't appreciate is going to depreciate, and a lot of people have missed opportunities of their lifetime because the key to their success, so to say, was kept in a spouse, in the lifestyle or the life of a spouse or a partner. But because they could only see problem rather than seeing opportunities, they threw the person away, and you wouldn't even know what you're missing until you lose that kind of person. So a lot of time we because of the kind of the way we have been taught about love, or the way we have been taught about relationship, we throw things away very quickly. Appreciation here is talking about you, and it is your ability to see and place positive values on what you have. It is your ability to first of all see or identify and place positive values on your partner. Let me just be specific now, talk about partner. So it's also about how sensitive you need to be in seeing the good part of your partner. How sensitive you need to be sensitive, because if you're not sensitive about it, most of the time you will see more problems, you see more challenge, you see more issues than you will see substances. So it's something that we need to put effort into. It's going to be intentional. It's not going to just happen like that. You know, go just be say you love the person, and the person go just they go around you anything where you thought the person go agree. Unless na robot you want marry. If you want marry human being or you want date human being, you need to know that the person will have his or her own choices, and that you need to appreciate that person for the choices they are making, especially when you have challenges, when you have discrepancies. So you can always decide to say, okay, let's look at it from this way, so that you can sit down and look at the values. I talk about that one in the first edition. Values. There are values in people. You need to identify that value, and you don't need to throw somebody away because you see a behavior that's negative. There could be a value in that thing you are calling a negative behavior. So appreciate. And say a lot of people I mean, naturally, people they say people don't value what they have until they lose it. Well, that might be true, and that is true, but I don't want that to happen to me. It has happened before. I don't want it to happen again. I want to be able to see the best in the person that God has placed on my way at this particular time. Which means to be say, if you no appreciate somebody, that person no go appreciate you. True appreciation na a two-way thing, and you give me, I give you. If you don't value me, don't play value on me, don't expect me to play value on you. Especially when it comes to the issue of submission in marriage. Hey, submit. Bible says submit. Bible talks submit, but that submission is mutual. It's not one way, it's mutual. If anybody is preaching one way submission, that person stop preaching it well. Go back and read it very well. It's a mutual submission. Okay, so I said I'm talking about ATM today. No be ATM for money, oh. No, they let your body boil, oh. No money here. Never hammer. You go hammer, but no be this one where they talk. They take you hammer. All right. The second one is trust. Trust. What is trust? You know, some people can't. They can't just be trusted. They can't just be trusted. I mean, they claim to love you. You claim to love them, but the element of trust is not there. So it's like you are not trusting with the whole of your heart. You are not trusting with the whole of your heart. It's just because maybe you have seen something that you don't like. And I like to say this. When you want to trust people, don't bestow or confer trust on them. Don't baptize them with trust. Don't lay hands on them and say, yes, I'm going to trust you. No. Let them earn it. Let their behavior, their lifestyle, the way they get back to you, the way they do things with you, let that thing build up to trust. If you can find element of trust in what they're doing, then it's not likely they're going to be trustworthy. Don't bestow trust on people. Don't bestow trust on people. Let it be that they earn it. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Ruth. Oh, Ruth, long time. Thank you for on show, Michael. Thank you, John Benjamin, my people. Thank you so much. So let's go. So don't confer trust on people like honorary degree. No, this is not honorary. Trust is not about honorary. The person needs to prove himself or prove herself by the kind of lifestyle or by the interactions you are going to have with them. Then you'll be able to know who to trust or not to trust. Even the Bible says God, to the forward, he shows himself forward. To the upright, he shows himself upright. So he allows you to prove yourself. So in relationship, allow the person to prove themselves. So that, because if you keep bestowing trust on people and they crack the old stuff, you get angry, you get stressed up, you get depressed, and you are saying that somebody has jilted you. No, it's not about jilting. It's you didn't play your cards right. You assume too much. You don't assume too much. We say that when you're in love relationship, let your mind, your heart, love with your heart, but don't keep your brain at home. Let your brain be intact. You know, there's some stupid things that people have done this day, and you keep wondering if they were sleeping or they were under the influence of drug when they did those things. You understand? So many things. I mean, so many. We won't have time to go into all that this evening. So, ATM, talking about ATM, I say A is appreciate your spouse, appreciate your partner, and appreciation goes a long way. But appreciation and trust needs to go together, because if I can't trust you, it's possible I might not appreciate you. I might appreciate you and trust you to a certain level. So you need to earn the trust. Okay. Then the third one that I'm going to spend some time on is model. Model the kind of behavior you want that other person to do to you. It's just like saying do to others as you expect them to do to you. A lot of us complain in marriage, in relationship, in dating, in courtship, or whatever thing it is. We complain a lot. I don't hear so many things. Everybody complain. This person, do this, do that. Everybody come and say, only she go, only for bad boy, only for more. Now they do that. And I keep saying that the spouse who's noticing the need for a change should be the first one to model change. Should be the first one to start changing, because change comes from you first, and it's good when it's coming from you first, so that you model that kind of change. You model the kind of change you want in that person. I had a story of somebody who has accused his wife of not cleaning the house. The wife is dirty and all manner of things. And then he went to somebody for counsel. The person said, okay, when you're going back home, you get a broom. Oh, we have broom at home. Don't worry, okay, go home. In the morning, just pick a broom and decide to sweep. Model that behavior that you want from that person. And he said, I cannot be sweeping. Say, okay. Why don't you model it first? So that change you want, you can model it. When you model it, you are laying example. You are leading by example for that other person to follow. And a lot of us learn by what we see. We learn by other people's actions. So you can model the kind of behavior you want. I mean, yes, model that kind of behavior so that your spouse or your, what do you call it, your fiance or fiance or baby beau or whatever can follow suit. You must be ready to model. If you can't model, then something is wrong. If you can't model, meaning you're just sitting at the as a critic and you're just dishing out order. Marriage and relationship is mutual. It's about mutual. It's complementary. You don't just sit down and begin to give orders and be pressing your remote control to do this and do this and do that. It doesn't work like that. And they tell you, see, no work. You want you stronger do marriage, you know work. No be stronger. Now we don't take do this thing. Now we don't use to do this thing. If you want you stronger, you go just everything will just scatter. Maybe this is your seventh relationship now. You dey use stronger. You say na in your family. Now you know they get stronger. Well. Don't worry. By the time it's 25 heartbreaks, you come back and say you're looking for counselor. So, simple wisdom. Model the relationship. Model the kind of thing that you will lead by example. You're accusing me. Probably you're accusing your spouse or the person you are dating, accusing him of being stingy or whatever. How generous are you? Lead by example. So what I'm saying today is talking about ATM, not money, appreciate or appreciation, then trust and model that kind of behavior that you want. You need to do that, and that puts you on that gives you a kind of edge. A kind of edge that not edge in terms of competition, but you now be modeling it. Now you are making a disciple of your spouse or of your partner in that particular area, and he or she could do that for you in another area. Rather than complaining, model something. Let me go back to the very first thing I said in I think in our first episode about values. Value. That is very basic and is very good. Whatever thing you don't place value on, you're not going to get anything out of it. Number one. Number two, you must place value on that relationship, so that because that's what we encourage you to drop things. That will encourage you to do what you need to do so that it can function effectively. Marriage is not just picnic. It's not picnic. Relationship is not picnic. It's something that requires you to be intentional. This is where I'm going. And I like to ask people, what is your goal for marriage? I mean, you don't just pick somebody on the road. Somebody say, no, the Bible said that we should multiply, we should do that and that. If that is the only reason you're getting married, you are not doing it right. Yes, quote me. I mean, the Bible said that Adam was lonely. Adam was just in the garden. He was not even lonely actually, but God needed to do something to support what he's doing, and so there was a reason. So if you're getting married and you don't have a purpose for getting married, you will not place value on that marriage, and that purpose must be something that's sustainable. If you get married because of children, when you begin to have children, you lose interest in the marriage. You focus on the children, and that's the mistake that our parents made. It's because of children that are married. After you see the children. Then after 20-30 years, the children walk away from the house, and then you are back to school zero. You are back on the marital bed that you have not prepared over for how many years? You are busy preparing the children. It's good to prepare the children, yes, good. But you know one thing, those children will leave you. Definitely. In fact, if they know, now you go chase them out of the house. When they get a picking of 30, 35, 40 for house, no go chase them. So, place emphasis on, put value on your relationship. And it is that value that will give back to other things. I can see Maude, I can see Chukwemeka Ekwelem, I can see Nadim Roa. Bros, how you dey? I can see my madam there, PD. How are you, ma? Well done, ma. So, in rounding up today, I'd like to share something with us. A lot of time in our life, you meet people and they tell you what their challenges are, and you look at it and you wonder, why is that a challenge? Why is that a challenge? It's a challenge because probably you have overcome that particular part of your life, or that thing that is a problem to them in your own hierarchy of value it ranks very low, so it's not a problem to you. But for you also, there are some things that you have ranked very high that's a challenge to you. So if you and your partner have those things at different level of ranking in terms of value, you need to sit and harmonize it as much as possible. Each time I hear people fighting over toothpaste, I laugh. But now I don't laugh again because I know that as small as it is, As little as it is, it's a big deal for some people. For some people, you forget their birthday, they might not greet you again for the next 30 until the next birthday because you forgot their birthday. But for people like us, birthday is not what's a big deal. I mean, you understand? For some of us, so what is the value that you place on that marriage? What is the value you place on your partner? What is the value you place on yourself? Because if you don't place a value on yourself, you cannot place a good value on me. So, appreciate. Oh, that's very interesting. Appreciate. What you appreciate will improve. You'll be encouraged to even do more. And you cannot appreciate until you deliberately, intentionally see. You won't see by chance. You have to intentionally see something good in that person. And then trust. And I said that you don't bestow trust on people. Let them earn it. Let them earn it by the things they do, by the way they relate to you. They need to earn it. So after they have earned it, then you can say, and you can trump your thumb and say, yes, they are trustworthy. And you know, trust is a very, very strong currency in relationship. Very, very strong currency. Trust and love should go together. But you know, sometimes you can love somebody, but yet don't trust them. Yeah, you love them, but you don't trust them. But if you trust them very well, then you have overcome the order called love. You can love somebody. Yes, I love you, but I cannot give you my ATM. Because I don't trust you to that extent. I love you, I love you, but this is my ATM, I will not give you. I'm talking about the ATM, the real one, the one that has money. But if I trust you enough to give you my ATM, means I've overcome the love order. It flows like that. So, trust. Then the last point I made before closing, I have just about 3 minutes to go, is model. Hey, of course. Bayesa babe, how now? Good to see you. Okay, so model the kind of behavior you want to see in your spouse. Stop complaining. Model that thing first. When you model it, somehow, the other person, it might not happen immediately. It might not happen spontaneously, but keep modeling it. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And you see the other person following suit. Might be gradual, but it can be established, can be done. So that's where I'm going to stop today. Appreciate, trust, and model. I'd like to thank you for staying on. Thank you for listening to Jeff 316 on Love DNA. It comes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9 p.m., 9 to 9:20 p.m. And this is the 1.0. It's running in April. We will appraise how it is, and then we push out the 1.1 or 2.1, whatever it is. We're going to push that out. So thank you so much. Of course, thank you, Janet Elami. Thank you, Emma Ude. Thank you, Ruth Barnabas. Thank you, Nodim Robot. Thank you, my PD. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you for watching. Who else is there? Paul Chomake, John Benjamin. Thank you, everybody. See you on Monday, 9 p.m. on Love DNA. Bye. Thank you.